If you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a...
Get ready for some drama. Joe Rogan's response to Sunny Hostin initiates a heated confrontation. In the meanwhile, Karoline Leavitt sues The View, setting the stage for a major legal battle.
There is so much good news, so much winning out of the Trump White House right now that the mainstream legacy media can't keep up.
The View presenters are under pressure, legal teams are hurrying, and tensions are rising behind the scenes. Not only is Karoline Leavitt retaliating, but she is also taking serious legal action. Meanwhile, The View is trying to manage the consequences. Then Joe Rogan intervened, taking revenge on Sunny Hostin and igniting a furious internet dispute. But what started all this mayhem? The latest controversy surrounding The View, which is dividing fans more than ever, is the root of it all.
I saw you on The View.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's been overwhelming my past couple days. So I just went in there, did my thing. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know who Sunny Hostin was. I actually still really don't know. So I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to kind of try to ambush me in that way and attack my character in that way.
Well, it is the show that people love to hate.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
They get so hate watching viral clips of them saying ridiculous things. I mean,
yeah.
it is a rabies infested.
This time, the guest on The View was a young, outspoken conservative named Karoline Leavitt. But rather than engaging in a fair discussion, the presenters tried to trash her, spoke over her, and interrupted her. This time, their usual tactics didn't work. Instead of ignoring it, Karoline placed The View under scrutiny by filing a lawsuit. Joe Rogan trailed behind. After hearing Sunny Hostin's remarks, he didn't hold back, and his response went viral, sparking a wider outcry. The View is now juggling increasing criticism, social media commotion, and legal troubles. The battle is far from over, however, as Karoline keeps up her stance and Rogan keeps bringing the issue to light. Watch out.
I really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Levitt was picked.
During the discussion, Joy Behar dismissed Karoline Leavitt's achievements, claiming that she only got her job because of Trump's support. In an attempt to minimize Karoline's efforts and present her as a privileged person, Sunny Hostin went all out. Meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg gave a somber nod of agreement, but here is when things began to shift. Despite the host's expectations that Karoline would ignore it like other guests, she did not. Instead, she called out The View's hypocrisy and revealed their double standards about women's support. The real shocker was when Karoline sued, saying that she had suffered reputational damage as a result of certain remarks she had heard. The case is now making headlines and sparking conversations about media responsibility. The lawsuit and The View's focus have made it very evident that this battle is just getting started.
While I vow to provide the truth from this podium, we ask that all of you in this room hold yourselves to that same standard. Know for a fact there have been lies that have been pushed by many legacy media outlets in this country about this president, about family, and we will not accept that. We will call you out when we feel that your reporting is wrong or there is misinformation about this White House.
Boo. She's got more.
I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, Joe Biden was in the Oval Office or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not sure. Egg prices increased 65% in this country.
Bam!
ABC executives are in crisis mode as the situation with The View spirals out of control. What started out as a friendly discussion has become a serious issue. Karoline Leavitt's lawsuit forced the network to take this seriously, but Joe Rogan intervened. Social media is ablaze with debate after Rogan's open criticism of Sunny Hostin. Everyone is waiting to see how ABC will respond to the growing legal and PR problems they are now experiencing. Will they handle the aftermath, or is this the beginning of a bigger conflict?
If you average out The View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
Sunny's dumb. Certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a...
In the guise of accountability, Sunny Hostin often criticizes others, yet when she is questioned, the conversation soon shifts to oppression. And Joe Rogan? He wouldn't take it, Rogan openly questioned The View's credibility by drawing attention to its unstable conversations and shifting storylines, especially their prior backing of Trump in contrast to their current criticisms. His criticism led social media to explode, and his remarks became viral. But he didn't stop there. Rogan compared The View to a reality show, where loud voices overpower sincere talks. One widely circulated comment said that Joe Rogan did more fact-checking in 5 minutes than The View has done in 5 years. The trending hashtags and continuous discussions show that this fight is far from over.
I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to play this, but we decided we shouldn't play it. We don't want anybody to have any sort of a way to get it down. The episode of you when you're on View, when you were running for president.
Right. Donald Trump is a billionaire, a real estate mogul, and a television star. But does he really want to add President of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to.
You got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
Please, let's find out, and please welcome my friend.
Berg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. Talk about you as such a favorable light. The audience was cheering, and then you actually started winning in the polls, and the machine started working towards you.
Joe Biden knows how to do this. Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
The View is not only being attacked, it is in full-fledged crisis mode. And if Joe Rogan's remarks are any guide, the chaos is far from over. ABC's catastrophic efforts at damage control have caused even loyal viewers to question the show's credibility. Karoline Leavitt's case is making waves in the industry, with an estimated $800 million at stake. The response is still growing despite the hectic public relations efforts and emergency meetings going on behind the scenes. Even whether The View can survive this level of scrutiny is being questioned by insiders. Next up is Joe Rogan. His much-publicized dismissal of Sunny Hostin exposed contradictions that even some of her fans are now admitting to, in addition to casting doubt on her principles. Viewers are not buying into The View's attempts to downplay the case. The View is going through its most challenging period ever as public trust is dropping, media scrutiny is intensifying, and legal battles are intensifying. The only thing left to worry about is...
Also calls today for The View to go next when you've got hosts like Whoopi Goldberg spitting when she's speaking about Donald Trump. Look at this.
No, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
That's on ABC, of course, but what a class act. I mean, speaking about Donald Trump, you can't make stuff up. Should The View go next?
Oh, absolutely. And Sunny Hostin has faced challenges or she's been in trouble, let's say, by executives at ABC for some of these smears and lies that she spread. There needs to be some level of accountability with these talk show hosts. People tune in to left-wing networks. They expect to get a left-wing talking point. But what they shouldn't expect or what we shouldn't treat as normal is the fact that there is nothing but denigration and maligning of character.
Joy Behar's usual smile. Lost. What she first thought was just another insult to Karoline Leavitt has turned into one of The View's biggest legal battles. And Whoopi Goldberg. Keep quiet. No smart retorts, nothing. Sometimes silence is more powerful than words. The View is currently dealing with a significant problem. The lawsuit isn't going away, and Joe Rogan's widely shared criticism is keeping the conversation going. Legal teams are working additional hours. ABC officials are desperately attempting to mitigate the damage, and the presenters seem disturbed. But what's the real issue? The View's reputation. A show that claims to be in favor of justice, and the truth is now being accused of being openly prejudiced. And Karoline Leavitt? Instead of letting up, she is intensifying her efforts to show that this is about responsibility, and not just money. Since emotions are still rising and there is no indication of a resolution, one thing is for sure. This battle is...
And the Democrats are in complete disarray because they have become a globalist party who like to spend taxpayer dollars on useless priorities just to cater to the left's demands here.
In addition to defending herself, Karoline Leavitt is condemning The View for what she says is a long history of denigrating and stifling conservative women. She highlights the contradiction, a program that claims to empower women while quickly demeaning those who have opposing views. Next up is Joe Rogan. His widely circulated remarks ignited a broader conversation rather than just disagreement. Now, more people are speaking out and opposing the changing plots of The View. Clips exposing historical discrepancies and double standards are returning, forcing viewers to pay closer attention. As the argument heats up, one thing is clear. The View is facing one of its most serious credibility issues to date.